Hi, it's Gina at Tarot in Time in Kent, Connecticut, and I'm here to give you a tarot reading with a mix of astrology for the week of March 29th. So happy full moon. Yesterday was the peak of the full Libra moon. So Libra is the sign of relationships. It's often seen as the scales of justice. And it basically is anyone other than ourselves. So the sun is in the sign of Aries, which is everything to do with us, first sign of the zodiac. Really when we first start developing, it's when our ego is developed. And then the full moon is always on the sign exactly across from the sun sign. So that would be Libra. So it's ourselves, everyone else. So relationships is a hot topic right now. I know I've been telling you in past reports to wait, and we're gonna have a little different report today. So let's see, a couple things, just looking at the chart here. I think if I put it up here, you can see it a little. Sorry, my computer's a little broken, but there's a lot of energy on the left side of the chart. So just not even knowing a lot about astrology, if you just look at it, you see a lot of consolidated energy there. So the left side of the chart is also known as the eastern side of the chart. It's opposite of what we would think it would be. And it's known for more independence, independent nature. We have right there on the rising sign, in the first house of Aries, we have the sign Aries, because we're in Aries season. We have the sun and we have Venus really close together. It's called conjunct. And so they're operating together. So it's a really exciting time. Venus is a very feminine sign. This Aries is in the sign of Aries, which is a very masculine sign. And so there's a lot of assertiveness in relationships. I'm just kind of taking some notes from my research and from Sheila Height's astrology report that I highly recommend that you listen to. We share it on Facebook and on YouTube. So it's kind of fun to get in the habit of listening to that and kind of getting a heads up of your week ahead. So anything great can happen with the sun and Venus together. And we're in this Aries energy where it's like everything wants to hurry up. The hardest thing for Aries to learn is to slow down. Impatience is the hardest, is the shadow side of Aries for sure. So we're in that season. There's an impatience. Our advice is to slow down, calm down, especially when it comes to love, because it's such an active energy right now. So my advice is have a great time with it. Thank goodness Venus is finally out of Pisces, so things are less foggy. Aries is very assertive, very clear, wants to go. But just the advice is just don't go as fast as you might want to, but at least you can see a little bit more clearly now. So anything great can happen with the sun and Venus conjunct, but be gentle. Sit in the space of love. That's a quote from Sheila's report. Sit in the space of love. I love that. So we don't have to just jump into relationships, but we can shine the light of love into our relationships. It's a really creative time. The last thing an Aries likes to do is make lists. So that might be a really good practice for you right now, is to just make a list about what you want. And then also, like, we just had the full moon, and so making lists about what it is we want in love right now is something that I think is a hot topic. It's very passionate, and it's a time to slow down and chew your food. She talks about not like sitting down to a beautiful meal and not just gulping it and just taking it in all at once, but really chewing, enjoying the beauty of it all. And so this is a great time for that. We have Mercury, the planet of communication, how we express ourselves, square, so it's like making this kind of action. Mars, which is how we get things done. Mars rules Aries. So there's a little bit of like aggressive energy, so to speak, with how we communicate and how we get things done. So the theme is conflict or compromise. So just try to avoid arguments. It's so easy there's so many opinions right now. There's so many big things happening in the world. And let's try to avoid the arguments, let's not waste our energy there. Let's put our energy into relationships, shining the light of love, shining our creative energy, and let's not waste it on fighting. Conflict, compromise, and the best advice is to listen. So have a beautiful candlelight dinner, chew your food. Maybe you can get together with some friends outside that you haven't seen in a while and really see the beauty in the relationships that you have. Also, I see the point of Chiron, which is like the wound, the soul's wound there, really active right near the sun and Venus. So I think of relationships as a fabulous way to heal our wounds when we use them properly. And so use your relationships properly to better yourself, share your emotions, share your feelings, avoid conflict, find some compromise, and enjoy the beauty of life right now. So in honor of that, I have picked 3 cups. I like to think of this as like the Ace of Cups, the cup of satisfaction, and I hope that you will find satisfaction in your relationships right now. So pile number 1, I picked this cute little cup, and this one looks like it's made out of marble for pile number 2. And for pile number 3, I've got this great little coffee cup, or maybe an espresso cup. Okay, so go ahead and pick your pile and let's get started. Okay, I'm here with pile number 1. This great little, looks like a little chalice, little cup. So I forgot to mention about moon water. So the full Libra moon was on Sunday, and so there's still time. If you didn't do moon water, you still can. Put a cup, put a cover on it. If you can put it outside, that's great. If not, put it in a window and really get the charge of that moon. I personally like to write my wishes down and put that underneath the cup so it infuses the water with my hopes and dreams. So go ahead and do that. You might want to get in the habit of doing that. It's the wish part is a little bit more powerful on the new moon, so you can have your wishes grow, but there's no problem in doing it on the full moon too. So my theme today is really the cup that satisfies you, so you can think of that as you're drinking your moon water. So let's take a look at the week ahead, March 29th, and see what you need to know. Working with a few different decks here. I have the New Mythic Tarot is this purple. We have the Oracle and the Tarot deck of the Relative Tarot. And then I have I believe this is the Before Tarot, a version of the Rider-Waite a minute before. So let's get started and see what we've got for you. I've not looked at any of these cards yet. Oh, well, it's funny that I picked a wine glass and the addiction card is coming out. Pile number 1. So I'm thinking of addiction. Yeah, he's holding a bottle, and yeah, we just came out of Pisces season, and Pisces season definitely rules addiction. So it's good to look at where we're feeling addicted, and it's bigger than just drugs and alcohol. It can be caffeine, it can be sugar, it can be drama that we're addicted to. So it's a good time we're starting a new year. We're in Aries season, first sign of the zodiac. Do we want to continue this addictive behavior in this new year? So take a peek at it, see what's going on. Don't beat yourself up for it. Use this time to be aware of where your tendencies are to numb out. We all do it, and especially during the year that we've had. Here's the Knight of Cups. It's got the cup chalice again. I think of him as so creative. I think of him as such a romantic. I feel a lot of romantic energy right now. It can get a little aggressive, and I'm not saying that every suitor is the one you should go for, because Aries can be very overwhelming, overpowering. But it feels to me like there's new offers coming in. Ah, the Ace of Cups. I love that I picked the theme of the cup, and here we are. We've gotten 3 references so far. The cup that satisfies. And so with that addiction card coming up, it's like easy to get caught up in like just picking the same people, that same like personality type that really we know what it's going to bring us to every time. There's fresh energy coming in here. There's a new cup of satisfaction. Here's the 9 of Cups. There's like this whole meal, this whole platter being delivered. And so there's so many options. This goes back to the meal of not gulping it down, but savoring it, taking the time, sitting, chewing, enjoying. There's many options for you. We have the 3 of Pentacles here. He's kind of looks like he's in a museum observing. So with Venus and the Sun, it's a really great time to go to a museum because Venus is all about beauty. The Sun is working from the heart, creative, passionate energy. And so that might be a fabulous thing for you to do. Observe art, observe how people express themselves. Here's the 8 of Pentacles, hard at work, creating beauty, creating something of value. Here's the 2 of Cups. This is an interesting one. She's kind of tied to this rock here. I'm just feeling a lot of the same thing with the addictive, just relationships that always bring us to the same point of feeling held, bound, and wanting someone to like come and save us. And so that energy is really there for us to see right now. Where are we behaving like that? It feels dramatic. The chart for the week has an Aries sun and an Aries moon and a Leo rising. So that's a lot of fire energy. That's I feel like that can be a lot of drama when it gets out of control. Leo needs a lot of attention. Aries can tend to be about the self because it's associated with the term I am. So where are we getting caught up in these same dramatic relationships? Here's the Leisure card. It almost feels like another version of the 2 of Cups, but in a much more supportive way. So being around supportive people, having some fun. There's a lot of work energy going on in the background. The tendency to keep working and not taking the time out. So take the time out with some good quality people. The satisfaction in friendships, and I'm seeing it less in relationships, like partnership relationships, love relationships, and more in friendships. Taking the time out to realize how important those are. Ancestry. It's an interesting card. Go back to that. We have the 10 of Cups. A lot of cups. A lot of emotions. Coming in with Ancestry, and then the 10 of Cups is like the full happy family card. And so I feel like there's like a moving on from that. A lot of us have spent a lot of time with our family during COVID, and now there's a moving forward, moving into our other relationships, reuniting with our friends. Here's the World. Fabulous. I see that as an end also. So the 10 of Cups, 10 is the highest number of the minor arcana. So that's when it shifts. 10 equals, when you take 1 and 0, it's a 1. So something's reached its highest point and switching into a new time period, something fresh. And the World is the last major arcana. End of the story, successful story. And here's the Chariot. More water energy. The Chariot's ruled by Cancer, which is ruled by the moon. Again, that moon water would be really great for you, and there is a serious moving forward. And it feels so Aries-like, such aggressive forward-moving energy. So the advice for you is to go slow, take this time to contemplate what you're feeding yourself, what the cup is that you're drinking in your relationships. How it feels like there's just this like old pattern that's ready to be seen and assimilated. That's the word that's coming up. chew your food, chew it down, see what's really going on, take a real look at it, and with a kindness, not beating yourself up, with a kindness, with seeing that there's a new phase that you're going into. This is a new zodiac year, and there is a little bit more of kind of observing what it is that we want, and being kinder. Just there's a kindness and a freeing, moving more towards your friendships, appreciating your family, going into this new phase of really getting what you want, moving forward quickly. So enjoy this week. Enjoy that there's this more beauty this week. So any chance that you can get to take in beauty. We already saw the reference to museum, something where you can really feel charged up by creative energy, satisfaction, and knowing that satisfaction doesn't always just come in through relationships. Like I'm thinking like more like the toxic ones that we get caught up in because they're addictive and that we're getting some kind of high from it, but really it's not feeding us in a healthy way. So slow down, take a look around, enjoy your friendships, enjoy your family, enjoy the shift this week. And it's really going to pull you forward. And the Chariot is pulled forward through intuition, through paying attention to the intuitive messages that you're receiving. Especially, it's ruled by the moon, so it'll be in your dreams. Drink your moon water. Pay attention to the feelings that come up for you. Have a great week. Thanks for joining me. Okay, I'm here with pile number 2. It's beautiful, like kind of rose-colored cup. I think of this as the Ace of Cups, the cup of satisfaction. We know we're talking a lot about love this week, a new zodiac year. And I failed to mention about moon water, so this is a great time to be doing moon water. So the full moon was Sunday, and if you missed that, you can still put a cup of water outside covered or in a window so it can get charged up from the moon. Especially when you're looking for love, because it was a Libra moon, so it's relationships. I personally like to write down my wishes on a piece of paper and put it under the cup that's getting charged by the moon. This is especially important during the new moon, but you can still do it during the full moon. So if you didn't do the moon water, you can still do it. You can leave it in the window for the next couple days and get that charge, that beautiful intuitive energy of the moon. So let's talk about your week ahead. I have a few decks here that I'm working with. I have not looked at any of these. I've got the Mythic Tarot, the before, actually I think this is the after tarot, this one, and which is like a version of the Rider-Waite, a minute after. I've got the Relative Tarot, these brown ones, the Oracle, and the Tarot deck. So let's see what we've got. I haven't looked at any of these cards yet. Week ahead. Here's the Page of Pentacles. Looks like the little gnomes are coming out. Spring is in the air. It's a page of value, Pentacles, anything that you value. And Venus is a hot topic this week. Venus is related to Pentacles. It's your self-value. It's what you value. It can rule money. It can rule love. It can rule beauty. And so there's these assistants, I feel like, coming out of nowhere to help you. Here's the moon. Just talking about the full moon, the feminine energy. So Venus is a very feminine planet. We're in the sign of Aries, very masculine time. So I just see beauty, beauty, beauty. And so really being kind to yourself. Your self-value is really important right now in this new zodiac year. Paying attention to your intuition, because it's the moon, so it's water energy. Paying attention to your dreams. There's the Page of Wands. He's walking away from someone. Page of Fire. Young energy. This could be really related to Aries right now. There's something being left behind. I'm seeing it as a relationship being left behind. Let's see as we continue. Here's the Conflict card. Okay, so we know that conflict is a big thing this week. We know that we have, let me look at my cheat sheet again. We know we have Mercury square Mars, so Mercury, how we communicate, Mars, how we get things done, conflict or compromise. And so here's the conflict coming in as the foundation. And it's almost, the man is like tapping her on the shoulder. So I'm seeing it in relationship again too. Almost like someone maybe who has left has come back. You need to trust your intuition. Here's the Magician in the background. I love this version. Coming in next to the moon. They're both, I think of the Magician as related to Scorpio and more water energy. Trusting your intuition, shining bright. She is just shining there. She's working it. Be yourself. Here's the Nine of Cups. There's been a lot of water going on here. There's many options. She's dressed up beautifully. She has jewelry on. Don't give in to this old garbage that doesn't work for you. That's what I'm seeing. Here's the World. Looks like in relationship. Coming up in the future position. I feel like it's the end of the story, so whatever relationship is coming up this week, learn what you can from it, but I don't see it as being something that you were fully valuing yourself being in. I see it as the end of the story. I see you moving into healthier relationships. Now, this might not be love. I'm seeing it more as a love relationship, but it could just be a really good friendship too. There's something shifting here. Here's the Ace of Swords, something new, a new way of thinking, a new way of showing up. Please be careful in your communication. Listen. Try that instead of the fighting. There's partnership. I'm seeing it as new partnerships coming in. Hearth and home. There's the Five of Cups. And the Star. Okay, so there's something new unfolding here. There's this relationship just keeps coming up. It's almost like there's a scream for help. There's a scream for your attention that just keeps trying to pull you back in. And you need to move forward from this. You need to make your peace, make your stance. It's not necessarily comfortable. The Star comes in after the Tower card when things fall apart. She's usually seen naked or in white or something because she's been purified. So there's something new that's come in. It may be, it's like there's too late to turn back now. You need to move forward and make sure that you're thinking about yourself, that you're standing your ground. I'm gonna pull a couple more cards. Conscientious. I'm getting the vibe that like this is a good time to be cleaning up your home and energetically, like you might want to be burning sage because the energy of the relationship, even if the person has left, it's still there. The energy's still there. You need to clean up. So physically cleaning up, but you want to take care of the emotional cleanup. I like to use sage. Open your windows, get that, clear it out. Get some flowers. Some fresh flowers, white if you can. Yeah, let yourself off the hook. This relationship did not work for you. You need to consult with others. Maybe consult with your other friends about, like, get some feedback so you can help see yourself better. Yeah, and here's the Devil card. It's like the relationship down at the bottom where you've been bound. Devil is like rules anything below the belt. So it's, I often think of it as like all the emotions that we put down, push down that we don't want to talk about. This is a time to start bringing that stuff up, clearing it out so that we can have better relationships in the future. There's something, it's like the way you're looking at the relationship, like the rules that you're putting on it are just keeping you bound. Let's see what else. I feel like there's a little bit more here we need to say. There's Temperance. Okay, so you definitely are moving in the right direction. And the Queen of Swords. So you're going to have to rule, you're going to make some decisions, but with a gentleness, but there's like she has a sword, but there's a butterfly at the end. So you have to make clear boundaries, but with like a gentleness. And I think the gentleness goes towards yourself, that you're not going to judge yourself too harshly. You learned something here, and now you need to stand your ground, clear your energy, and move on so that you can bring in the cup of satisfaction. So this is with Venus conjunct the Sun right now. This is you working from your heart, doing things that for your own betterment, for your own love of yourself. And so you're going to start moving towards picking relationships that aren't, like, I feel like the last ones are like out of this old operating system. You're going to start shining a light on like what your beliefs are about relationships, what people taught you, what your parents taught you about relationships, and there's a freeing. There's something being freed. Again, it can be love, but it can also be friendship love. So you're going to start making better choices that are more satisfying. Temperance is pouring from the heart, the mind to the heart, back and forth. So there's the logic and the heart, and there's a balance. So yeah, so get out your sage, cleanse your space, and make room for these new partnerships that are going to be coming in for you. Don't rush into something new, because there's that Aries energy to rush. Take the time and savor the energy of right now. Surround yourself with some beauty. Surround yourself with things that you value. Take time out for yourself. Get out in the sunshine if you can. Maybe observe some beautiful flowers, something that brings you joy. And I see you filling your house with white flowers right now. It'd be very healing and clearing, and a way for you to express love to yourself. Have a great week. Thank you. Okay, I'm here with pile number 3. Like a little espresso cup, it reminds me of. And it already feels, like, to me, coffee feels so Aries, like, just like that jolt forward. And so I'm feeling very forward movement for you already. I forgot to mention about the full moon, so moon water. So the full moon was yesterday, and if you didn't get a chance to do moon water, you can still catch the tail end of it. So get a glass. I use like a jar that's covered. If you can put it outside, if the temperature allows you, please do. If not, just put it in a window. Get charged. Get the moon charge. So the full moon was in Libra, which has to do with relationships. So it's a really great time to do moon water, to really charge yourself up, to bring in healthy relationships. And I often write down my wishes on a piece of paper and put it under the jar, especially when it comes to relationships. Wishes is something that's a little bit more powerful at the new moon, but you can do it now too. Okay, so week ahead, Aries season, Venus conjunct the Sun. Such a joyous time. I'm using a couple different decks here. Haven't looked at any of them yet. I have the Relative Tarot and Oracle deck that I use a lot. I love it. Trying to get it into Tarot in Time for you to purchase. I'm still working on it. Carrie Paris, if you're listening, I really want to get it stocked. So let's see. I have the new Mythic Tarot, which is a great deck. It was a very expensive deck, and they put out a new version of it, so that's exciting. We have those in stock. It's based on Greek mythology. I'm not a Greek mythology expert, but the cards are still really powerful. And then I have this one is the Minute After Tarot, so it's based on the Rider-Waite deck, but it's 1 minute later. The artist rendition of that. It's kind of fun. All right, let's see what we have for you this week ahead. Radiance. This is the Oracle. What a great way to start off the week here. Radiance with the Sun conjunct Venus. She's dressed up, she's looking good, she's out there shining. Sheila Haidt mentions in her astrology report to smile at everyone. And yeah, most of the time we're wearing masks these days, so, but the smile, the energy of it is still there. Let it radiate out. Here's the Two of Swords. Relationships, for sure. The person in the middle has their eyes covered. I feel like it's like reflecting back on past relationships. Here's the Strength card. So the rising, I did a chart for Monday, the rising, a sunrise chart. It was an Aries sun, an Aries moon, and a Leo rising. Talk about intense fire energy. And there's the Strength card, ruled by Leo, which is ruled by the sun. And the sun and Venus are there together. What a powerful time. So it's time to roar from the heart, to avoid conflict and compromise. Listen, but just shine love out there to the world. We need it. Here's the Knight of Swords coming in at the bottom. So this is air energy. This is, this would be Mercury. And we know Mercury is square Mars. So you have to be really careful that your strength is shined out in a beautiful way and not in an aggressive fighting way, because it's there. We already saw the implication with the coffee and that aggressiveness and all this Aries energy, all this fire energy. And so avoid fighting. You might be right, but you are not going to win. So Four of Cups coming in the background, which is kind of fun because I was thinking of these cups as like the Ace of Cups, the cup of satisfaction. And so there's she's looking at the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is usually like the party, but there's this new cup coming in. So that's what I was feeling for this week. This cup of satisfaction is there available for you, so take it. And I'm not saying jump into every relationship that's offered, but let's go into this new zodiac year in a more satisfied way. Here's the Lovers. But the Lovers wants us to pause before we jump. So, Lovers is ruled by Mercury. So again, listen, conflict or compromise. Let's not get into arguments, especially over love. Oh, this Innocence card, it's so sweet. Yeah, and Aries is the baby of the zodiac, and so here's this beautiful innocent energy. Let's come from the heart from there. Frame of reference, interesting card. Here is the Eight of Swords. So the original one, she's just bound by all these swords. Here, someone's coming to rescue her. Here's the Five of Swords, Apollo, the sun god. They are offering you these 5 choices, different ways to think, to change your mind. Here's the Seven of Pentacles, something's being offered. And here's the Five of Wands, more change of passion, a little bit aggressive. So there's going to be a lot of offers for you this week. Everything's being like handed to you. There's people that want to save you. And I feel like you need to step back and take some deep breaths, take some time to meditate. And I know that can sound annoying, but take some time to just breathe. And to not just be caught up, because Libra's everybody else but you. So it's like all this energy out here, and because the moon was in the sign of Libra, but the sun is in Aries. So it's so easy to get caught up in all these relationship things when you really just need to go in and really feel if these things being offered to you are going to be healthy for you. There's an innocence here. There's this radiance card. I feel like you need to take, before you jump into any decision, it's like you need to take this play time, this light time, to make sure the frame of reference is yeah, it sounds like a good offer, but is it in this situation? And so I'm going to pull a few more cards because I feel like we missed something here. Siblings. Newlyweds. it's like relationships. Here's two siblings. Here's the new couple. All these, like, relationships being offered to you is what I'm seeing. There's the King of Wands, the King of Fire. He would be an Aries king, King of Passion, and the Page of Swords. Deep breaths. Ruled by Mercury. Mercury, again, in the square, making that opposition. So you need to take the time to breathe. You need to take the time out of these relationships for you, because you're being pulled in. You're being pulled in by family. You're being pulled in by your relationships. There's new opportunities being offered to you. You're radiating. I feel like you're radiating such positivity that, like, everyone's trying to get a piece of it. And so you need to sit, contemplate what it is that you want, take some time to relax, to breathe out fresh air, let the wind blow any confusion away, any irritation, because I feel like there's a lot of active, like, it could be like aggressive energy. You might want to take a look at your caffeine consumption. Maybe this is a good time to slow it down. Some good exhales. You can do some really good let it go, because you don't want to fight with everyone, and it's so easy for that to happen right now. There's the Nine of Pentacles, success building. You need to get outside, yeah, because if you don't take care of yourself right now, it is just going to overwhelm you. Look at that. It's going to affect your sleep, it's going to affect your energy level, and you're going to feel overwhelmed. That's enough. You got to get your power back. You got to get outside. You need to play. You need to have some fun, and everybody's pulling at you, and you need to draw the line. Yeah. Spend some time with some friends. Look, they're actually sitting outside drinking from the cup that satisfies them, again. So I see you just taking some pause time. You need time alone. You need to have fun. You need to get outside. Take some walks. Let the wind blow away. Otherwise, you're going to get overwhelmed this week, and you do not want that. So everybody kind of wants a piece of you. You need to get a hold of yourself. And some healthy friend time would be really good. Outside would be really healthy for you right now. Supportive people, not the people that just need something from you all the time or have some kind of expectation from you. There's an innocence here. So I'm seeing, like, go out and buy yourself something beautiful. Maybe buy yourself some flowers too. Enjoy the Sun conjunct Venus as a time for you to take time out for yourself, to enjoy what you enjoy, and not just be caught up in everybody else's needs from you. And last card here, the Fool. And he's outside having an adventure, going where he's pulled. He's so in touch with his higher power. He's just divinely guided. Go out on a little adventure. Don't make a plan. Just go out. Go where you're led. Be outside. Let the air help clear you, and be very clear with people about you're taking care of yourself right now, that you're not as much available. Use whatever excuse you need to get the me time. Otherwise, you're going to be overwhelmed, overstimulated, and you're going to probably not sleep well. And I don't want that for you. So take the time for you. Enjoy that we're moving into this new phase. Enjoy your healthy relationships and friendships, and have a great week. Thanks for joining me.